but also just a really damn great family film. This movie, Super Mario Brothers movies, is filled with so much heart, and to just experience that and see it on the screen and hearing them talk and seeing them fight together, and Mario and Luigi especially together, what more could you want? This is everything that you've been waiting for. It's incredible. Hello and welcome to the movie podcast review of the Super Mario Brothers movie. My name is Daniel. I am one of your hosts today, and joining alongside me are my super podcast brothers. It's Anthony.
It's me and Anthony.
And Shahbaz.
Wahoo! Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. This is great. I love that we're all very excited today. Clearly, the way I am dressed, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're seeing this on socials, I do want to really point out that I am wearing the most Mario-themed shirt I think you could purchase in the world. Like, Shay, I don't know where you found this shirt. You gifted it to me for my 30th birthday, so thank you. There's mushrooms on my
Mushroom Kingdom.
and
That's where I got it from.
I think so.
I went to the Mushroom Kingdom to get you that shirt.
That's actually body paint. We spray painted him.
Damn. Listen, we are watching this on my 30th birthday, and of course, why else would I go to the movies if I couldn't paint myself in Mario colors, right?
Yeah, I couldn't disagree.
I think that's the only occasion it works.
Look, we knew Daniel had loved Mario when he brought his Luigi doll with him to this, and he actually had a seat. Like, I had to
took up a seat.
I had to sit next to him.
And this kid came in, and this kid was like, "Oh, I don't have a seat." And Daniel looked this kid in the eye, and he's like, "You should have come earlier, kid."
You'd be surprised that not only does Luigi have a seat when we watch this movie, he also has an official movie podcast email. So we really had to make it look legit. Luigi at themoviepodcast.ca. Don't send any emails there, please. This is our review of the Super Mario Brothers movie. This has been a long time coming. 30 years in the making, just like me. This is the last time we had a Mario-centric film in the world, and here we are. And I am so excited to talk to you guys about it. We just got out of the theater, and let's just dive right in. But of course, this is the movie podcast. You could catch brand new episodes of our show all throughout the week with reviews and interviews on all the latest movies and series. Make sure you're following us on social media: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd, at the movie podcast. There's some great content that we're creating for there. You don't want to miss any of it. And especially if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Ring the little notification bell. Let us know what you're excited for in this film. We are such huge Nintendo fans here at the movie podcast. So to have a movie like this out, we're definitely going to have a spoiler page open on our Discord. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking all about it because there is so much to talk about. But this is a spoiler-free review, so we won't be revealing any major plot points. So if you're here for that, stay tuned because we'll probably be talking about this film spoiler deep very, very soon. Now, I do want to quickly say thank you to our friends at Universal Pictures Canada for inviting us to watch the film. We love working with them. And let's just get right into it. I'm going to kick it over to Anthony to tell us what this movie is all about. I'll give you some more information. Then we're going to dive in. We're going to dive through the pipe and talk about some Mario. So, Anthony, take it away.
Can you give me the sound effect for the pipe, Daniel?
Broop, broop, broop. Ah! Are you jumping? Sorry, is that you jumping out of the pipe?
I'm jumping out of the pipe with this synopsis. While working underground to fix a water main, Brooklyn plumbers Mario and brother Luigi are transported down a mysterious pipe and wander into a magical new world. But when the brothers are separated, Mario embarks on an epic quest to find his brother. With the assistance of a Mushroom Kingdom resident Toad and some training from the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom, Princess Peach, Mario must tap into his own power to defeat Bowser.
I love it. Now, this film is directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, and it stars the crazy ensemble cast of Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen, Fred Armisen, Sebastian Maniscalco, Khary Payton, Kevin Michael Richardson, Eric Bauza, friend of the show, and Charles Martinet. Let's get right into it. Shahbaz, please tell us your first reactions to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
This is the movie that Mario fans have been waiting for. This is the movie that Nintendo fans have been waiting for. It's faithful. It's hilarious. There are so many Easter eggs in this movie. Jack Black, Charlie Day, they have some of the best moments I've ever seen in a film as well. Jack Black especially, is Bowser, but at the same time, he's still Jack Black and he absolutely crushes it. There is no way that in one viewing you can catch all the Easter eggs. I feel at one point we were yelling at the projectionist to pause the film because we're like, wait,
Go back,
was
rewind,
what we
please.
saw? Yeah, was what we saw what we actually saw. The animation is stunning. It is Illumination's best animated film by far, and it rivals a lot of what we see coming out of other studios because the attention to detail is there, not only to the source material, but to the animation itself. This movie, it scratched so many itches that I had for wanting a Mario movie, for wanting a video game film, and I was just smiling so wide while watching this film. I loved it. I had so much fun, but being there with you guys was probably one of the best experiences because we're all Mario fans. Daniel is Mario King, and we just had a great time with it.
We did, and again, like I cannot think of a better movie to have celebrated my birthday to. Like this, it's almost like the stars aligned in the Mushroom Kingdom, and they're like, Daniel, we're going to give you something that you've been wanting your whole life, and you get to watch it with two of your best friends. So it was really cool, and like just to say what you said, Shay, like this movie, like the Mario Brothers. Beginning to end, it's just pure joy. It is just I'm sitting there with the biggest smile on my face, just seeing the realization of these characters that you know and love from the video games, but seeing them in film form, recognizing them instantly. I think the entire cast is great, and I think that's what works so well with this movie is that the cast does great jobs voicing their characters, breathing life into them, but it doesn't make it like, okay, Chris Pratt is Mario. It's like, yeah, it's not Mario, it's Chris Pratt. It's the other way around. It's Mario is there. I didn't think of Chris Pratt once really while watching this movie because I think he does a great job with Mario's voice. And there's a lot of Easter eggs to like the original voice and Charles Martinet and everything like that. But we'll talk more about it. Anthony, I would love for you to jump on in here.
I think the biggest, we'll say the star of this movie is the animation. I think I've never seen animation like that before. And when you encompass it in this franchise of Super Mario, it just elevates everything to a whole new level. This is a movie that a lot of people have been waiting for. You know, the live action didn't work, and we've waited 30 years to get to this point. And Illumination was able to deliver some of the most beautiful animation I've ever seen and create really cool looking sequences that relate to the game, like the platform that it's based on. There are sequences that look like platform sections, and there's a lot of like little details just inside. And I wish I could pause the screen. There was so many points in this movie where I'm like, oh, I need to stop, and I want to say Jack Black is probably the most out of all the characters, he showcases his character the most. You could see it in Bowser's face, and remember, like a lot of these characters, we don't hear from them. We don't know what Mario sounds like or Luigi, or they always kind of like have like this. Oh, me, blah, 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 blah. They don't really actually have a full sentence.
Full sentences out of
and
them,
Bowser's
right?
like,
Exactly.
ha, 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 right? Like, so there's never a character or someone to actually make these characters live. So this is the first time we've actually seen that, and I think everyone does a great job. But Jack Black's performance, he takes a lot of what he is in, you know, the world that we see Jack Black, and he brings it into Bowser. And I think he was like the shining moment of this movie. I think he does a fantastic job, and I think Jack Black really loves this franchise, and I think he'll be, you know, a good shoe-in for the future of this franchise.
Yeah. Like Jack Black, like you're right, Anthony. He's the one who's bringing the most of himself to it with the singing, just with the animations. Like you could really tell that Jack Black in real life he's animated. He's a human being in animated form 24/7. So to see that translated into a character, it just fits. It just fits perfectly. Honestly, like, you know, the Super Mario Brothers movie is just, it's a dream come true for me, for lifelong Nintendo fans. It's perfect to the last pixel. It does everything that it needs to do, not just to be a great movie. Yes, it does play it a little safe, but I think that doesn't matter because you're there for these characters. You're there for these dynamics with one another. I love Mario and Luigi's relationship in this. You know, again, we get to see them in the games, but here you really get to see them as a family, and I think that's what works so much. Anthony, we were talking about, you're like, yeah, I wish we got to see more of Mario's family, and I'm like, it's so true. It's like you want to get to the Mushroom Kingdom, but you also were really enjoying the dynamic of New York City and Brooklyn, and seeing who all these characters are and learning about them, right?
It's one of those movies, like you guys are saying, that I wish we had more time with. 92 minutes really doesn't encapsulate what we need. It's a great teaser to this magnificent world that we're going to get into. But even in those 92 minutes, they cram a lot. There is a
Yes.
lot of Mario, there is a lot of fan service, and it all makes sense. It all fits. It never feels forced. But you're just kind of like, man, I want to spend more time here. I want to spend more time there. And that is just a fan in us that really wants to kind of get that, that exploration into the world. But maybe that's just me being selfish too. I don't know.
No, it's not. I don't think it is being selfish at all. I mean, yeah, this movie crams a lot in. It's 92 minutes long, like you said, Shay. There's a lot happening. And yeah, I could have selfishly, I would have taken, 3 or 4 hours of this movie if I could have, because there is so much good here. And I'm like, I want to spend more time with it. And yes, it gets me excited for what's to come next. But man, like as Mario fans, you're just like in shock of just how much is what they were able to cram in this, Easter egg wise, move wise. Like you could tell that Nintendo really collaborated with Illumination on this to tell a story that's true to the character, but also true to the environments, true to the movements. There is so much love and details put into the Super Mario Brothers movie. So whether you started in, the 1985, or you're starting with Mario Odyssey, or starting in the last couple years, there is something there that connects to every single Mario game, and it is mind-blowing to behold all of that. It's incredible.
I wanted to say that the story itself, even though it's very safe and simplistic, maybe it's not like you're not getting Detective Mario trying to solve murders in the Mushroom Kingdom, or maybe he has to like
Detective Mario. I
succeed
like
his
it.
brother in a Succession version of Mario. Like I think what Nintendo is doing is really setting the foundation, and I think truthfully, I think they really wanted to set the foundation for the franchise, because the last one didn't work clearly, and it took a really long time. And Nintendo's very picky. I do believe the story could be a little bland at times, just because the beginning of this movie is really, really good, and it kind of gives you a different dynamic into the characters of the Mario Brothers. But that doesn't mean like it's a one-note film. It's blasé. There's a lot of fun moments into it. And remember, this movie is for kids, and we want to make sure that they're enjoying it as well. But I think in the future of this franchise, now that we've set the foundation, that the stories will only get bigger and better.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. This really is a building block. It's a Mario building block. It's there to lay the groundwork and to be a great movie on its own, to introduce you to the world of Mario and the Mushroom Kingdom and all of that, but also be like, hey, this is where we could build and tell even more stories. And based on what we've seen in this movie, there are so many places they could go. There are so many characters introduced, deep cut characters that aren't really, mentioned in Mario, like main 3D Mario games anymore, that I'm like, oh, like it'd be cool to see where they could do with this, or what stories they could tell. Like I would love to see more of, like, the Donkey Kong, the Jungle Kingdom, or a Luigi's Mansion movie. There's so many great moments, and I think it really comes down to the characters and their dynamics with one another. It just works. And I think when we had that Nintendo Direct almost 2 years ago now, where they were saying, like, yeah, these are the characters playing, Mario and Bowser and Luigi and Donkey Kong. People were just like, this is insane. This movie's going to be terrible. And here we are with one of the best looking animated films, I'm pretty sure, of the year. It's going to be this and Spider-Verse, I think, for, the most, I think, distinct looking films of the year, animation wise, but also just a really damn great family film. This movie, Super Mario Brothers movies, is filled with so much heart. And to just experience that and see it on the screen, and hearing them talk and seeing them fight together, and Mario and Luigi especially together, what more could you want? This is everything that you've been waiting for. It's incredible. Shabazz.
Yeah, it's again, to your point, Anthony, you're right. Like, it is a safe movie. The plot isn't very deep. And that's okay. You need to really start this film off in a place where it needs to be fan service. It needs to at least appease everybody, because from there you can start to break out. If they took a wild swing with this movie, you'd alienate a lot of people.
Yeah.
This movie, like, I would be surprised if someone told me they didn't like this movie. It's like, what's there not to like? There's something just fun and enjoyable about it all the way through. You may not like that it didn't take a risk, but at the end of the day, the foundation and the base of this film is still very enjoyable. It'll get you smiling unless you're cold and dead inside for some reason. This movie will at least get you out of your seat cheering.
That's why I said, like, even though the story is not the strongest point, the animation is. And I think the amount of work they put into it, and just like the Easter eggs and just the colors on Mario, and just
the music,
the stitching,
the whole thing, it just works so well. So there are really good points to this. And then, okay, maybe the story's not there yet, but if in the future will. In the future, 100%, I would guarantee that the future of this franchise will become even better and better.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. We spoke about these details. The music. Brian Tyler does the score for this film, obviously based on a lot of the original themes by Koji Kondo. Every time a new theme was played or a little sound was there, I'm like, oh, there's a GameCube startup sound. Oh, that's Captain Toad's theme. Oh, this is Super Mario World theme. This is Super Mario 3's theme. Like, there is so much just sprinkled into this. It is just stock. It is filled with just so much love and attention to detail that I don't think, like, I would say, other than Spider-Verse, I would say there hasn't been a film that I cannot wait to go frame by frame and just look at every attention to detail in the background in Brooklyn, in, the pizza shop, in the Mushroom Kingdom. Like, there's so many little things that I just want to go through this, and I can't wait for the soundtrack to drop so I could listen to it and just like hear all these little themes, especially because it's the only really time that you'll have a real Nintendo soundtrack out to listen to on a streaming service.
That, and it's not a Jack Black movie without a Jack Black original. Like, you get a nice, very solid ballad in this movie that you're either going to be humming on the way out of the theater or humming throughout the entire film. So I don't know.
I love it. Let's get to our final recommendations of the Super Mario Brothers movie. Anthony, I'm going to start with you.
This is a definite watch it. I enjoyed it. I think a lot of people will. I think if you grew up with Mario and you getting to see him on the big screen like this, it's amazing to watch. And I think the animation is the standout of this film. I think Illumination spent all their resources into making this Mushroom Kingdom, this universe enriched with beautiful animation as well as character designs, and I just can't say enough about it. It is fantastic. Music design is fantastic. Everything's great. Jack Black, beautiful performance.
I love it. I'm going to go next. I want to save Shay for last, if that's okay. This is an easy watch it for me. This is a dream come true. The Super Mario Brothers movie is the movie that I've been waiting my whole life to see these characters that I have loved my entire life on the screen. It moved me a lot. It was very moving to watch that. It was just so much fun. There's so much heart in it. The attention to detail, the cast, Mario, Luigi, Chris Pratt, and Charlie Day, they are fantastic together. Anya Taylor-Joy is great as Peach. And everyone is just so damn good in their roles. And we've said it enough. The attention to detail in this film, this really is one of the best looking animated films that I've seen in a really long time. There are some moments that really just transported me. And I think just the realization of what Mario could be going forward now as a movie star, it really excites me. As a Mario fan, if you're a Nintendo lover and if you are a Mario lover, this is an easy, real gem. If you're going to be taking your kids to this film, if you're going to be just going as a casual Nintendo fan, you're going to have so much fun here. It's an easy watch it. You need to watch it. It's a must watch. You're going to love it. If you've ever played a Mario game in your life, yeah. If you've ever touched a controller and played Mario, there is something here for you. Go enjoy it. Shahbaz.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Mario and Luigi's Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. Like, this is the start of something fantastic. This is the easiest watch it that I can give this year. Like, I loved it. I had a great time with it. It's a safe film, but at the end of the time, it's a great film.
I love it. Of course, I want to say thank you again. Oh, Anthony, please.
I just want to say that this is Nintendo's first entry into Hollywood from
Yeah.
30 years ago. And I think what we got today is going to be like a trendsetter for future Nintendo, you know, franchises show up. I know we had Detective Pikachu, but like real, characters that we've been waiting for, like
Yeah.
Zelda or Metroid or whoever. Maybe we'll get a Kirby's
Yeah.
movie. Who knows? But it's just, I think Nintendo right now is setting the foundation for what they want their characters to live on in the future on
I
a
love that.
platform.
And I think that's a great point. Nintendo's looking, okay, we have the video game market cornered. We know who we are there. But what more can we be? How can we keep bringing these characters to more and to more audiences? We spoke about with The Last of Us. The Last of Us is a story that you want as many people to experience, and the Mario Brothers movie is going to do that, because the joy I got watching this movie today is the same joy I got playing Mario my entire life. So please take our word for it. We all had a wonderful time with it. I cannot wait to watch it again, and I cannot wait to go frame by frame. I want to say thank you to our friends at Universal Pictures Canada for inviting us to watch this film. Please, if you like our review, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at The Movie Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube, join our Discord, and stay tuned for all of the incredible episodes, reviews, and interviews that we have coming your way. That was This Time with The Movie Podcast, and we'll see you next.